There you go.
I got it. Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's 7 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't have very much for you guys today. And of course, the way I do this now is just give you a little nugget, and then we haven't asked Liz anything. So you could ask. It doesn't have to be related to what we're talking about tonight. It can be anything notary related. I thought I'd better throw that notary related so nobody starts asking me about that personal stuff that my daughter does. I didn't say me. But anyway, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. And of course, I am Liz Head of EC Head Consulting and EC Head Training Workshops. Some of you I've seen in my workshops, others I have not, but I bet you I will, huh? So anyway, we're gonna jump right on in, and we're going to, I just hit a wrong button. And oftentimes people will ask, what's the difference between financing options and loan types? And oftentimes people will use those interchangeably. And then it's like, I used to say, well, why do you need to know that? You don't necessarily need to know that. However, you really do. You need to know what the differences are and what type of loans you're dealing with. And especially you need to know the financing options, because that's going to indicate that you need to do something. Now, where do you find that information? I've highlighted the information here on the screen on this application. This is at the top of the application. And this tells you right here, the type. You see, let me see if I can find that little pointer. Is that the pointer?
You opened up Zoom. Do you have information?
Yeah, buddy, I like that little thing. But what did you, somebody said something.
I think their mic just wasn't off.
Oh, okay. But right here, it tells you type of mortgage in terms of the loan. And I've highlighted, like it's a VA, it's an FHA, USDA, conventional, okay? And then of course, this shows your purpose of the loan. So the purpose of the loan is the purchase, refi, okay? Those are basically the ones you're going to be concerned with. Construction to perm or permanent just means that the house is being built. And then it's like construction once it's finally completed. Then the other thing that's important is over here, but that doesn't come up quite as much. And will the property be a primary residence, a secondary residence, or an investment property? So that's good to know. It's not going to be something that is major in your life, except when it is a purchase, you'll want to make sure that you're getting those documents back to your title company as quickly as possible. Now, let's look at what each type, each financing type means. There are only four. There are only four financing types. And again, that's a conventional loan, which means that it's not insured or guaranteed by any federal government entity in any way. An FHA loan is insured by who? Who's it insured by? Federal Housing Administration, which is called an FHA. So it's an FHA loan. And that means that the FHA, Federal Housing Administration, is going to make sure that a lender gets paid in the event there is a default, okay? And then a VA loan is backed by the VA, and that's only for veterans. So you have to be a member of the military or a family member in order to get a VA loan. The USDA is for the country. You know, it's like when rural borrowers are borrowing money for their type of loan. So if you're not within a city limit or whatever, you're in the rural area, you get some perks for being in the country. I love the country personally. So anyway, That's basically all that means. Does anyone have any questions about your loan types? Okay, then we're gonna go right on and we're gonna look at, that was your financing types. We're gonna look at your loan types now. And that's the purpose of the loan. You remember we saw that on the application. So the loan purpose is important to properly disclose in the application the process for a home loan, such as a purchase. You know, when you're purchasing a property, it's either going to be a single family home, multi-family home, up to 4 units, like a duplex, a condo, a townhouse, investment property, a second home, or a vacation home. Your refinance, anything that's not a purchase is considered a refinance. And sometimes people will refinance to get a lower interest rate so that their mortgage payments are lower, or they want to shorten the length of time to repay the loan. And they even sometimes want to get cash out of the home to pay credit cards. In the state of Texas, it's called a cash out. And sometimes, you know, people will do a cash out for various reasons. And typically, a lot of people will do a cash out to pay off those high interest rate loans and or to make home improvements. Sometimes you'll find that it's less expensive to take cash out of your home at an interest rate of right now 2.5–3% to make home improvements instead of going and using your, for instance, credit card to do home improvements, or just to borrow money to do that outside of your home to do home improvements. So that's all that is. Anybody got any questions?
Yes, for a cash out, do you have to tell them what you're using it for?
No, you do not. Oftentimes, people think that you have to tell the lender what you're going to use the money for. And sometimes the lender may even ask you, what are you going to use the money for? But you do not. You're not obligated to tell them what you want to use that money for. You can get your money and go on vacation. That's not their business. Good question. Anything else?
Do you have to leave 20% on the table?
What do you mean, do you have to leave 20% on the table? You mean at a cash out?
Rosalind, you can unmute yourself and ask yourself. You don't have to do the chat.
I think I know what, I think I understand that question. You're asking, can you borrow on a cash out? Can you get up to 100% or of your value, your appraised value? Is that the question?
Yes.
No, they will only do about, for the state of Texas, they will only do about 80% of the it just went up to about 80 because it used to be like 75 or something like that. But they will not give you 100% in the state of Texas. That's in the state of Texas. Other states may be different. So so I guess your question is, do you have to leave 20% of the value? Then I guess that answer would be yes, it is. You can borrow up to 80%, so you still have that 20%. As long as you qualify, you must qualify for that amount. So it is a qualifying loan. Good question. Anything else? So you said 20%, I said 80%, but saying the same thing, basically.
A question, Liz. How come if they do a cash out, they might change what they're gonna pay off for somebody? I've had that happen before where someone said, this wasn't what we wanted paid off, this item. Why would they do that?
Well, of course, you know, every file is different. Every file is different. So why that might happen? Are you talking about they're paying off more than the people wanted to pay off?
Yeah, or they might have switched one bill with another and paid off one instead of the one that they might have, one that they wanted paid off, they didn't pay that one off. They paid off a different one.
Okay, it could have something to do, here again, every file is going to be different. But that could happen depending on the balance. And that would play into whether or not you're qualifying. If it's something that's messing with your debt to income ratio, then let's say one bill is $1,000 and one is $3,000, and you wanted the $1,000 one paid off instead of the $3,000. Well, if the payment on the $1,000 is $15, but the payment on the $3,000 is $100 for whatever reason, then that $100 is going to make a difference in your ratio as opposed to the $10, $15. That would be one reason why something may have been switched as far as a payoff is concerned.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Anything else? All right, no other questions on that anyway. And I just brought up that, just recapping, going back to the beginning, showing what the type of loans are and the purpose. So just remember, you've got type and you've got purpose. Sometimes those are used interchangeably, but that's exactly what they are. So actually, that's all I have. So now it's, we can just go ahead and if you guys have any questions about anything else that's burning in your soul that you want to ask about loan signings or about notaries, then we're at the Ask Liz portion.
Is mine working?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I couldn't tell. On those boxes that you showed us, if the escrow agent hasn't checked those, do you usually have the signer check those if they haven't already been checked?
You're talking about these boxes?
Yeah, because sometimes I get documents and the escrow agent hasn't gone ahead and pre-checked them.
Okay, well, first of all, let's understand this application is not done by the escrow officer. This the application is done by the loan officer. So this is
the lender. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is a lender doc. But no, ma'am, if they have not checked anything, you do not have the borrower check anything.
Okay.
Oftentimes we want to fix some things that we know should happen, but here's, somebody tell her why, if she has the borrower start checking boxes in these in this particular area, what might happen?
Might check the wrong box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They may check, even though they should know what type of loan they're getting, and they should also know the purpose. However, if they inadvertently check that it's a refinance and when it's really a purchase or vice versa, that may cause some problems later on. It probably will not, because the application is done at the beginning of the process and it actually goes through some steps, but they don't necessarily have to change that application to complete the loan, but do not have any of them check anything at that top part. From sometimes I've seen where there may be something that's within the application. Let's say it's their the year that they bought the home, for instance. If something like that, they say, well, that's wrong. Then they can just cross through that. It doesn't matter to the process, because again, the process is over once you get to that closing table. But something like that, they, you know, if they wanted to change it, would not hurt. But like, for instance, a good example, year built. If that's, you know, if they have a number in there that's wrong, but it's not, at this point when you're there, it's not that important. Anything else?
Yes, is there a fee range for notary services?
Is there a fee range for notary services? Are we talking about general notary work, or are we talking about loan signing?
Well, I'm in the state of Georgia, and I was told that there are certain fee schedules that apply to a lot of things that you do, even when it comes to home loans.
Okay,
So I was told for like just a general signature, the cost should not be over like $2.
yes, ma'am. Each state has their own fee schedule, and you can find your fee schedule for general notary work on your Secretary of State's website. But each state has their own fee schedule. And for Tamika, you want to tell us for the state of Texas, just give us a couple examples, like what do you get?
I'm actually
for?
pulling it up now.
Oh, look at you. You gonna share it?
Yeah,
So do I need to stop sharing?
not right now because I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay. But yeah, there's a fee schedule for each state. And you want to make sure for general notary work that you are following the fee schedule for your state. Now, to take that a step further, as far as your loan signings are concerned, Georgia is an attorney state. So that's a whole nother ball game as far as the fees that are charged and what you can and cannot do.
Okay. I do have the fee schedule. I guess my confliction is just a lot of times if I do certain signatures, like I may charge $5. And one day I was in court because I had to sue someone that did some work on my house. And the guy was like, you know, I got this form signed for $20 and I had to, you know, rush over to court. And he was like, that's illegal. And when the judge said that, I was like, oh, I didn't know it was illegal.
Okay.
I know there is a fee schedule.
Okay, well, there's a fee schedule, and you can only charge a certain amount for your for the notarization, for you notarizing that signature. And like yours, it may be $2 per signature per page. Ours is like what, $6 per signature per page, kind of thing like that for a jurat or for an acknowledgement. And prices, other prices for other type of notarial certificates. Now, where you look at, it's a matter of how you write up your receipt, because you can't, where that $20 for that signature may have come into play, is that they charge the $2 for notarizing the signature, and then perhaps they charge $18 for a convenience fee if the notary went to them for that signature. So that's how you, make your money.
Can you stop sharing your screen?
Got you. Okay, thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am?
Okay. I was wondering on those notary fees, because I'm just a little confused a bit. It says it's like for a jurat, $6 per certificate, including oath or affirmation. If you have two people signing, is it $6 each?
Look at the screen, and it says taking an acknowledgement. Ooh, oh, this ain't mine. I was about to say, where did my pointer go?
I want.
Taking an acknowledgement of proof, whatever. You see it's $6. Do you see that?
Yeah.
$6 for the first signature and $1 for each additional signature.
Okay, but that says for the acknowledgement. What about a jurat?
Okay, for a jurat, it is, where is that on here? The jurat, Tamika, where's the jurat?
Not on here.
What's that?
Over affirmation, but it's the same thing.
It's the same though. Yeah, it's the
Okay.
same.
Yeah, it's $6 for the first signature and $1 $1 for the next, each additional signature. Now that's per page. And that's where a lot of people get themselves, they cheat themselves, because let's say you got 3 pages. This is for signature. So if you've got 3 pages, 1 person, that's $6 per signature per page. So that's $18. And then $1 for each additional signature. So you're adding another $1 to that. Somebody do the math and tell me, that's $3 more. So what's that, $21?
Right.
So that would be $21.
Okay. So, yeah, that was where I was kind of wondering, because it on acknowledgments for Texas, it says $6 for the first signature, one for each additional signature. On Jurat's, it just says $6 per certificate.
Yeah, well, per certificate. But if you've got more than 1, then of course you follow suit. Yeah.
Okay. I just wondered because it was, you know, they just say additional signature, so.
Yeah, it's $1 for every additional signature. And that's for, when it says the first signature, that means your signature, for instance. And then when it's talking about additional signature, let's say it would be your daughter. That would be an additional signature.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
One last minor. I've done a couple signings, but they were been one person there. On your in your journal, if there's 2, you have them sign on 2 different lines, right?
You mean if you have 2 people?
Right. Let's say husband and wife, and they're both signing all the documents. In your journal, they would sign on 2 different lines, correct?
Absolutely. The journal entry for each person.
I just wanted to make sure. I hadn't run into it, and I'm just, just wanted to make sure. I was pretty sure that was it, but I just wanted it confirmed.
Yeah, you want to do that because if you notice, you have to get the ID for each person who is signing. So therefore, you have to give each person their individual line. Each person is on a separate line.
Okay. Well, that was what I was doing, but I just wanted to make sure.
You're perfect. And you're in the state of Texas, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and remember, you cannot take any identifying information. You can't put any identifying information such as a driver's license number. Cannot put any of that in your journal.
That I know.
Okay.
Just check. Yeah.
All right, perfect. What else we got?
I had a question along those same lines. When you're filling out your notary journal and you, or like this happened to me the other day, I was doing a signing and I forgot to give them my journal. Can you just write down their name just to kind of note that they were there if you didn't get a chance to give them your journal to sign?
You can, because you know what? We make mistakes. So what you want to do is to document that you forgot to have them sign.
Okay.
But you did do their identification, right?
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you just put a note in there that you forgot to have them sign, or you go back and have them sign it. But if it were me, I just document that I forgot to have them sign.
Okay, thank you.
Then just make a note. I always do my journal first. To make sure that I do not forget, because you get busy, you get into that loan signing or whatever, and you could get up and walk out and forget. So I always have them sign before I get started. I have them sign the very first thing. I'm giving them the oath, and I just tell them in this loan packet, there are documents that have a jurat, notarial certificate, which requires me to give you the oath. And then I give them the oath as I'm completing my journal. And then I hand them the journal for them to sign and give it back to me. Then I put it away. And I put it away because Anybody ever left their journal? Anybody ever left their journal? So I make sure I put it back in my bag immediately after they sign, so that again, I don't lay it over on the desk somewhere and get up and walk out and forget my journal.
Would their signature matter if for some reason you had them sign the journal at the beginning and then in the middle they decided to stop the signing and refuse?
Yeah, well, see, they've signed some stuff and then you have a comment section on your journal. So you just put on there signing incomplete.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
And
Hey, Liz.
you can even cross, you could draw one line through it and say that it was incomplete, but I would just put signing is incomplete and just use that. Well, that's a good idea too. Rosalind said use a void stamp. You could definitely do that as well, but then that means I got to pull out another stamp. So I'll just say signing incomplete, but good idea. Did I just sound like I was lazy? I said I don't want to pull out another stamp.
Regina, was that you that had a question?
Oh, yes.
I hear your voice.
I had a general notary assignment today, and it was almost for about 2 hours. I had to pull out my fee schedule because they had so many documents that included so many certificates and witness signatures. I mean, at the end, I probably made literally about $200,
Wow.
but I had to pull that fee schedule out because I just couldn't, it was so much going on. This was like the first time I ever had something like that, where there was trust documents, wills, all kinds of stuff. And I keep a copy of that fee schedule because, it's different with COVID. It wasn't like we could be at a table with papers, spread it out, and you had some time. So I just wanted to say it's good to have that fee schedule with you when you go somewhere.
Absolutely. Keep that fee schedule with you, especially if, when you're doing general notary work. And Regina, you just brought up another point. She said there is so many different moving pieces. I remember I had one time that had a lot of different forms like that. And I just had, of course you got a calculator or whatever. You always got your calculator on your phone. But for me, I just used my little notepad and I made a list of how many jurats I had, how many acknowledgements I had, and then how many signatures I had. And then I added it all up to make sure I didn't cheat myself. So you could do that to try and keep track of it too. But what I also heard Regina say is that she made $200. She said it took her 2 hours and it was a lot of those little papers and stuff, but she made $200. That's $100 an hour.
Nice.
She ain't complaining. She was just, hey, look, she was just sharing. She was not complaining, right, Regina?
I wasn't complaining. I mean, I wasn't, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Like,
oh, I thought you were saying something else. It wasn't what you were expecting, so it took you 2 hours. And I was speaking with someone before everybody came on and talking about how you have to allow a certain amount of time in between assignments. And that's a prime example. Regina went thinking she was going to do one of her little 15-minute sign and go. And she was there 2 hours. Now, she made her money, but make sure you're scheduling yourself appropriately so that you're not rushing. You're giving the customer the time that they need to complete the process, and you have time to get to your next appointment without being late. If you're late too many times, that's going to reflect poorly on you as far as being able to schedule your time appropriately. Anything else? Okay. And Hannah, you look like you have a burning question. I know, I can see it.
I do have one question, and this is just
I
kind
knew
of
you
a.
did. I knew you did.
I know. Okay. I've just been thinking about this stuff all day. Okay, so I guess my mother was doing some research about, and this is, I think, just for everybody as far as like how they're doing their taxes, because I guess technically when you're a notary, you're considered a contractor.
Mhm.
So I was told that you have to do your taxes based off being a contractor quarterly. Is that true? And how does that work?
Typically, I don't entertain. I did say ask me anything, didn't I? But I did say, wait a minute, but I did say notary related. And I guess you say this is notary related, but it's just notary related to taxes. And now I'm sorry I said you had a burning question. But there is as far as how you report, it depends on how much you make, how you have it set up, if you have yourself set up as a company, or if you're filing under your social security number. All of those things come into play as far as your taxes are concerned. For instance, just like your general notary work, you don't necessarily have to pay self-employment taxes on the notary fee. Now, if you're doing a fee and a convenience fee, then I'm only talking about that. And what I'm going to suggest that you do, there is a YouTube video from Ray Pryor, who did a segment on here a couple months ago, Mika.
Yes.
And so you can go look at that YouTube video on what he had to say about taxes. And then he's also coming back, I think in October, to talk more about notaries and taxes. But go look at that video for some more information on taxes.
And it's Ray Pryor.
Ray Pryor.
Hannah, if you could shoot me your email in the chat. He actually did a follow-up email with us who were all on that YouTube with some more information. So if you just send me your email in the chat, I can forward you, because we had asked him some questions and he got the answers for us. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, no, that would be awesome. I've been doing this for about a month, and I've been trying to keep organized as far as invoices and all sorts of stuff like that. And I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing by doing that. Do you think that I should get my own and make an employer's number for myself?
Now,
like the EIN?
Here again, that's going to be up to you, whether you decide to do your business under your social security number or get yourself an EIN number. Personally, I have an EIN number. So, because when you start working with a lot of, now are you doing general notary, or are you doing both general notary and loan signing?
I'm doing mostly loan signing. I've gotten asked to do a couple of small general notary stuff, but my bread and butter right now is loan signing.
Okay, and of course, what you'll find is that you're giving your social security number to a whole lot of different people, because they have to have a W-9, for you in order to pay you. If they're paying you more than $600 a year, then they're obligated to give you a 1099. So if sometimes it's better that they have an EIN number, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's better that they have an EIN number than your social security number. Because a lot of the signing services that are out there, they're just like me and you. They're just somebody who decided to go start them a business. So you just can't trust everybody. So
True.
I guess to wrap all of that up, I said a whole lot to say, because I like to make sure people understand that they have options. But I've gone around the world. Get an EIN number. How about that? I could have just said that and been done with it, right?
No, that's perfect. Thank you.
I've already sent you the email.
Perfect.
And Denise said, Hannah, I have 2 home-based businesses, and I would tell you to get an EIN number and register your business with the state. The tax benefits are beyond exceptional, and you can write off everything you use home-based businesses. It takes 2 seconds to apply for one. Cynthia Coleman, do I need a business name to get an EIN number?
I don't know. I think so, but I don't know.
Okay. Rosalind, y'all know you can talk. What do people think about SnapDocs?
Oh, I am a SnapDocs lover. Who asked that question? May I ask that?
Rosalind.
It was
Rosalind.
me. I just put it in there for people to answer because I just signed up with them and I'm kind of waiting for my first assignment.
Oh, okay. Now, you know SnapDocs is not a signing service, but a platform for signing services to use, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you're in some of those groups, some of those Facebook groups, oh my God, they rip SnapDocs, rip them to pieces. Personally, I love SnapDocs. I've been doing this business for almost 6 years. I started with SnapDocs. Almost 98% of my business still comes from SnapDocs. But I'm not doing a lot right now, so I've turned my SnapDocs off because of COVID. So now that people just have to, the few that I'm doing, they just pick up the phone and call me. But I love SnapDocs. You got to be quick to get it. But right now, everybody, there's so much business out there that somebody's always looking for somebody. So you have to be quick to get it sometimes. And then people will complain about SnapDocs offering low fees. Well, those are not necessarily SnapDocs fees. Those are fees from the hiring companies. Although from what I understand, they got this algorithm, am I saying that word right?
Algorithm
That they're using now that makes some adjustments. But here's the thing. If you're brand new, you don't know what a low fee is because you may or may not know what your worth is yet. So sometimes people want to get top dollar, but they don't really know, they haven't done enough to have any experience to warrant getting top dollar. So you may have to take some low fees or what you consider low fees in order to get your feet wet, in order to get started. And then, because you will have done, especially if you've been through my classes, you will have done an exceptional job. So you pick up the phone and say, hey, you know what? I've done 5 loans for you. I've done 10 loans for you, and I've done an exceptional job. Now, you know, your average fee is this, but I'm gonna send you my fee schedule. So this is what I would, you know, I am proposing to you. And you negotiate with them to get your fee higher. So that would be my recommendation instead of taking it to Facebook and saying how awful SnapDocs is. I love SnapDocs. SnapDocs fed me for.
So Miss Head, if you don't mind, Miss Liz, this is LaRonda. To the young lady, if you don't mind me interjecting, to the young lady that asked about SnapDocs and you say you're waiting on assignments, there's also a platform, Miss Liz, and if you don't mind me sharing, it's called Signature Closers. It's called Signature Closers.
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
I said, no, ma'am, I don't mind you sharing it all. We share on here.
Yes, ma'am. So it's called Signature Closers. And I was telling Miss Head this morning, before everyone came on, that I had 4 signings. I have 4 signings with them tomorrow. They are very busy. You can go on there and sign up. And I mean, now they start out, because I was new, they started me out with $90 for each signing. Now they've increased it to like 100, between 100 and 125, maybe 130. But you're more than welcome to go on there and sign up. I got work from them before I got work from SnapDocs.
And Signature Closers used to be on SnapDocs. And what you will find is that sometimes these companies will start on SnapDocs, then they will create their own platform and they will send the business directly to you. from their own platform. But Signature, they fill up my email every day. So does, in fact, I ran a thing for Coast to Coast, which is modifications basically. I bet you I got 100. Well, I'm not gonna say it's 100, but I bet you it's 50 to 75. And what I did was to just move all of them over into a file, a folder, because I was going to show where all that business that came through within 2 days. I didn't take any of it, but it's there. The business is there for y'all. The business is there for y'all. The modifications are heating up. And modifications, we have a class on modifications on the 29th, I think it is. But because of COVID, people losing their jobs, so forth and so on, there are a lot more modifications out there. It's about 10, 15 pages. However, 10 of those pages are instructions. Hello?
LaRonda,
Yes.
LaRonda, could you type in the name of the company the signing company you were talking about? I couldn't quite make out the name.
Yes, ma'am, I sure can. I'm sorry.
But anyway, modifications are hot now because of people who've lost their jobs. So that's another way for you to get started. Again, I was saying that there are about 15 pages, but there's only like maybe one form that's got to be notarized. And the pay that this particular company, Coast to Coast, put out there is $30. Charlie, Rasa, can you? I think yeah. Thank you. It's $30, but it take you 5-10 minutes to do it. Just make sure it's not too far from home. But again, that's getting some experience going, so you can say that you have done them, and then you ask for more money. You got to be real careful with them though, because you're affecting somebody. Well, all of these transactions, you're affecting somebody's lives. But with modifications, you're getting those loans modified. It's going to be, they have a certain amount of time that's got to be back to the lender in order for them to process that modification, so that sometimes people don't go into foreclosure. Did we get Signature out there?
Yes, ma'am, I sent it to him.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Well, all right then. If there's nothing else, I appreciate you guys being here today. I hope we have given you some information that you can use. And Tamika, you want to tell them about our upcoming workshops for those who've not attended, and you want to do a couple giveaways? Who wants to win some stuff tonight?
Okay, yes.
It's just Mika, and tonight it's just the
book. Okay. Our next, what's today's date?
We had a question. I think we had a question. He said me. Oh, he is funny. You said what's today?
Are you not going to read the question?
After closing with Coach, I thought you were my reader.
Well, you're the one that said what's there.
Oh. After closing with Coast to Coast, when do you send in your invoice? If I were doing one with Coast to Coast, if they ask you, oftentimes they don't ask you for an invoice. By your acceptance of the assignment, they will automatically pay you. However, if you're not sure, always send an invoice when you send that package back. And I would also send an invoice in the email. If they sent it to you in an email, I would send it back to, I would send the invoice in that email to that email address, just to make sure, especially until you establish what their, what their process is. And you want to send that invoice, make sure you get paid. Okay, Tamika.
All right. The next workshops we have, actually, the 19th is free. So if anyone knows anyone, or if you want to be that someone to do a Wednesday night spotlight, please send me your information. I would love to have you. On August 26th, it's going to be your girl, me, and we'll be doing multiple streams of income and why it's no longer a luxury. It is a necessity that you have multiple streams of income. Our classes pick up on the, what's the next?
22nd?
The 22nd. Yes, the 22nd, we'll have workshop 1, and the week following that is workshop 2. Also, if we have any realtors, we are now TREC approved, so you can get your CE credits with EC Head Consulting. That's amazing. Yay, 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 EC Head Consulting. Let's see what else. Then in the month of September, we have some really.
Excuse me. Do we
Yes.
not have? Do we not have our modification workshop this month? Isn't it?
No, we don't start that till September 26th.
Oh, okay, okay.
But that is a new class that has been added. It's modifications and more. So she'll be doing modifications, seller packages, investment properties. Am I missing something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and all that is September 26th, and that follows the workshop 2 class, so it will be 2 to 5. So it is a long day, but it's so worth it. Let's see. I'm finishing my art. All right, well then you come on back with us for some CE credit hours, Miss Denise. I missed some of this webinar. Is there any other place to receive information I missed? Yes, ma'am. All of our Wednesday nights go on our YouTube channel. So I will post that in the morning. So you'll be able to catch everything that you missed in the morning. It'll be on our YouTube channel, and I also share it on our Facebook group. So if you are a member of our Facebook group, you'll get it, as well as it'll be on YouTube. Let's see. September, we have Madeline Ritchie, and Liz, what is she going to be talking about?
Working with a signing service.
Okay, and then September 8th, we have Antoinette back from NPR Title.
Working with your title company.
Working with your title company. September 15th, we have Liz, and what is she going to be talking about?
I forgot. What am I talking
well,
about?
it'll be amazing. And then we're open for September 22nd. We had the text prepared coming, but he has multiple streams of income. So he is also a school teacher. So he needs to see how his schedule is going to be coming with COVID and everything. So we'll keep you updated, because he had a lot of information. And like we said earlier, he's already been with us on a Wednesday night. So you can always look at what we already have had him do on our YouTube channel. It was very good. And then for the people that were in that class, you also have a follow-up email that came yesterday. It came yesterday, Mom? It was either yesterday or the day before, but you have a follow-up email, and even if you missed some of it or you didn't log in, if you signed up for it and got a Eventbrite ticket, then he has all your information, so you would have gotten an email. Okay, so now for the giveaway, we're giving, you want to hold it up? Another person that did a Wednesday night spotlight with us, her name is Joyce Brown. She does credit repair, and this is her book, and this is what we'll be giving away. If you could, let's see how many people we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we could do a number between 1 and 10 in the chat. Don't scream them out. Oh, y'all quick with it. I didn't even have a chance to get my phone out to do a random number. All right, so hold on. All right, the number is, nobody has it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do another one. No one has that one either. Lord have mercy. All right, so the number is 3. Can y'all see that? I'm not a cheater. Well, the people with good eyes can see it, right, Hannah? You can see that, right?
Actually, I can see it.
Okay, it's number 3, so that would be iPhone. So who are you, iPhone?
Put your information in the chat so we can mail it to you. Okay. Okay. Send it to me. So that's James Lee.
Yes. So congratulations, James Lee. You'll get your book in the mail. So that's all I have.
Anybody else want one?
Me?
LaRonda?
Yes, ma'am.
You, do we want to do another? Okay, LaRonda, I got 5.
Okay, so you got Denise, Raska, and Cynthia.
2, 4, 5. Yeah, y'all send me your mailing address and I'll send them. She brought them to me today. So, hey, I may as well give them all to y'all.
And Joanna. So, since we're about to, oh, no, don't put your addresses on the chat. We might have some crazies on here.
Well, they could do it private. I thought that's what.
No, she
Oh,
didn't.
she didn't. Cynthia, you put it out, girl. They coming to see you. She didn't put a city in there.
We can figure that out.
Yeah.
But we're about to end this. So if you could send it to, I'm put her email address.
Miss Liz, I text you mine.
Okay.
Okay.
I answered for you.
Tamika,
Yes.
I just wanted to say something quick about Liz's classes, if I can.
Of course.
So, everybody, my name's Regina Kennedy, and I'm a part-time loan signing agent and general notary. And I took Liz's workshop 1, workshop 2, and I did her general notary class. I just became a signing agent last year in April, and I'm going to tell you, I have learned so much that if you don't get in these classes, I'm telling you, you're really missing out, because just in the month of July or June, I made like close to $4,000, and that's part-time because I have a full-time job. The knowledge and everything that you get in those classes and the people that you meet, and people are free to share information. This is free knowledge that Miss Liz is giving you on these Zooms. Please take advantage of it. So I'm just saying, if you can, please register for those classes, because she definitely has very good information and she's a very good detailed instructor.
Well, thank you, Regina. And
You're welcome.
and I do the nuggets. We do nuggets every Wednesday, and then I pop on and do little videos. Tamika makes me do the videos that she posts on YouTube. So those 2 are nuggets, but I like to be able to bring value to you, to help you along the way. Now, the other thing is, for those of you who may just be starting, if you take the classes, but then you don't do anything for 6 months, you're gonna have some issues. So I highly recommend that when you take the classes, and if fear is the only thing that's keeping you from starting, just forget about that fear. Go do it scared for your first couple of times, and then you'll be okay. But you want just enough fear to be cautious, but not so much that it paralyzes you. But it's a great opportunity for signing agents right now, and it's a great opportunity always for notaries, because people are always going to need documents that they need to have their signature notarized on. And especially right now, unfortunately, with COVID, there are a lot of people who are having to do rush power of attorneys and things of that nature. So anyway, just wanted to share that. LaRonda, I think you were about to say something, darling.
No, I was just gonna piggyback off of Regina and just say I've taken 1, 2, and 3, and I'm about to take the mod workshop in September. And I can honestly say, going through this loan signing, I did take another course through another company. We're not gonna even mention them, but Miss Liz, the way she presented makes it so much easier. It's almost like giving candy to a baby. Not taking away from her, giving candy to a baby. So when I go to my loan signings, and what she do is she build up that confidence for you, even in her class. She gives you that confidence, like, I can do this. I'm a superhero. I can do this. And it is good to have someone out there that you can almost call at any time and be like, hey, I need this, or what do I do here? And she's always available. I don't know how she do it, but she is. And we really appreciate you for that, Ms. Liz.
Oh, thank you. But I just got to share this one story. This person called me today, bless her heart, and she took the class maybe 2-3 months ago or whatever, but she had her first signing on Monday and she missed something. So they called her to fix it. And so she called me, and it had to do with backdating. And of course, what she was doing was not backdating, because she forgot her stamp or whatever the case may be on the document that was already signed. But anyway, she was telling me how the process went, how the whole thing went. She was so frustrated. And I said, that is so good. This is your first one and you got baptized. But in addition to that, what LaRonda's talking about, how you can always call me, and you can. And if I'm in a signing or whatever, I'll say, I'm gonna call you back, and I will call you back. But I told her what she had to do, because see, it's not a matter of you call me and I just give you the answer. We're gonna talk about what happened, why it happened, da-da-da-da-dee. In her case, there was so much stuff that happened. I asked her if she was willing to do some homework. And of course she said yes. She didn't know what was coming. So she has to write down what happened, and then she has to write down what she could have done differently and how she could have gained control of that signing from the beginning. And so I said, when can you have that done for me? And she said, well, I can have it done by tomorrow. Guess what, y'all? It's already done. It's in my email already. So what I ask you to do is when you call with questions or whatever, I like to guide you to the answer. But of course, if you're sitting at the table, I'm gonna say, yeah, that's the answer. But if it's, before, which you want to go through your documents beforehand if you can, and then you get all your questions together, you call, we go through it. But yeah, if you call me, I want you to tell me, you say, well, what is so-and-so and so-and-so? My first question to you, just so you know, my first question to you, Regina, you still on there? Did Regina leave? Regina will leave, y'all.
Right? She will get on and get off.
But anyway, I will ask you, what do you think? What do you think should go there? What do you think you should do with that? And we talk about it. So it's guiding you. You're more apt to remember, to retain the information if you come to it, because it's a process. You're processing your thoughts so that you come to the right answer without somebody just giving you an answer. Does that make sense? Or y'all just saying, hell, I want the answer. I don't care about all of that. Yeah. But anyway, hot dog. Doris, I mailed your package today. I had to wait until I went, because I don't go unless I have to go. So today was my first opportunity to go to UPS. So I mailed it today. You should have your package in about 7 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else? Well, 682 lit up, but I think they lit up just because they were background noise. Okay, well, Mika, is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
You did an amazing job.
Thank you, darling. Okay, y'all. I appreciate you being here with us this evening. And
Miss Hayes, I have one question. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Are we still pushing? Because I'm doing my travel calendar. Are we still pushing to go in the classroom in October?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I just asked because when we first started, you was like October, so we're gonna push it out a little bit further.
No, ma'am. I won't go back. I won't go back to the classroom. Unfortunately, I can't risk it because I'm old.
I'm an old lady.
I'm an old lady.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry if this was already covered, but this is just something I've been curious about. Like, after you kind of go through the training, how long before you're ready to go out there? Is it pretty quick, or?
If you get once you get signed up with some companies, you get yourself on SnapDocs, and when that text comes through that says there's signing available, you click on it, you get it, you ready.
Okay.
It's up to you. As long as you get your training, you're trained, you know what you're doing. Don't sit on that training. You go do it.
Okay. Trial by fire?
Well, no, it's not by fire because you've been trained. Your first few, you might say your practice. Have you been to my class?
I've been to one.
Which one did you go to?
Just the first one, the general notary one.
Okay, then have you been to a loan signing class of anybody's?
Yes.
Did they go through the documents with you?
Yes.
Okay, are you comfortable with the documents and you've got the documents that you can have as a reference?
Well, I mean, that's the thing of comfortable. You know, I feel like I learned a lot and I know a whole lot more than I did, but do I feel comfortable? I'm not sure if I feel comfortable.
But you have a set of documents, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Then, and they gave you a script to use.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, it sounds like you've got the tools that you need. So what you can do, how long ago did you go through the class?
I just am finishing up the it's the modules or whatever.
Okay, well, when you finish the modules, then a lot of people collect the documents. I send out a set of documents. You're actually doing the documents in class.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they have a question or whatever, they can refer back to those documents and the scripts that I have provided to help them understand it or remember what they need to say about each document. So create, of the documents that you have gotten from this other place, you just create your reference notebook. And then
Okay.
you study that notebook, you go back and you look at those documents so that you can recognize the documents. And then you go get you some business.
Okay.
But
Thank you
so-
for the
Yeah, so that way it's not really trial by fire because you've got your training. And
Okay.
as long as you're comfortable that you have done your homework,
Mm-hmm.
go for it. And then,
Okay.
whereas it's not trial by fire, but it is, even no matter how much training you have, you still got to practice.
Right.
So you do that first one and it burns a little bit. Then you do the second one, it burns a little less. You do the third one, it burns even less. So forth and so on. And then every once in a while, when you think you got it, girl, your butt gonna be on fire because you gonna mess up so bad that you're gonna be in the fire. But that's okay. When you make a mistake, you own it, you apologize, you fix it, and you fix it quickly.
I remember you said that in the training.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and one more question. I apologize for monopolizing the time. So, are there a lot of opportunities for evenings and weekends? Because I have a job right now, but it's a temporary job. So I'm just trying to navigate that.
There are opportunities. When you say the evenings, what time are you available?
Like 5 o'clock.
Now, see, Regina, who was just on, remember she just told you how much money she made last month?
Yes.
And she's part-time. So
Right.
almost all of her stuff is after hours.
Okay.
She does have some flexibility during the day sometimes, but so that the opportunities are there. And like on a Saturday, if you don't mind working on the weekend, especially if you're part-time, in order to get yourself going, you may have to do some weekend work.
Yes.
As well as the evening. I will caution you, however, be careful when you're out at night. Like right now, it's like 8:04 and it's still light outside, but it's getting dark. So don't be out too late in places that you're not familiar with, just for safety reasons.
Okay. Well, I
Miss
just wanted
Liz.
to get my feet wet, before I kind of transition out of my job, and so the evenings are my opportunity to do it. So yeah.
Yeah. So you're good. Now, when you do your profile, not that I want anybody to mislead anybody, but your chances of getting work are better if you do not put on there that you're available 5 to 8. Just put 8 to 8 or whatever, and then when
Okay.
they call, if they call while you're at work, especially since you intend to transition to this full time,
Uh-huh.
and when they call, just say you're not available. And you really, if you put on there 8 to 8 or something like that, or 6 to 8, 6 to 8, because you could go do one before you go to your day job, but I don't want you to mislead anybody, because we must do this business with integrity. However, if you put 8 to 8 or 6 to 8 or whatever they call, and you're on your day job, you just say you're not available. But let's just say that you decide one day you just gonna take a vacation day. So then you are available during the day.
Right.
So you still maintain, you're on, now look, you pushing the line. You know, you getting close to, you know, you get close to that line, but you really don't cross it, or you fix it in your mind so you ain't told a lie. Yeah, that's what that is.
I want to be available 8 to 8. Just as soon as I get enough experience, I'm gonna be available 8 to 8.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you so much.
You're
Miss
welcome.
Liz,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, I don't get paid till the 15th, and I want to know, are there any more spots open for the August, the back-to-back weekends?
Well, she just told me. Oh, back to back. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we got
Okay.
plenty. We got plenty of spaces open
Okay.
for any of the classes. You know, I keep the classes small just because I think, well, that's what I do, because I want them small. But they're real small now, so the girl is wide open right now, and I can take more people on Zoom than I could in the classroom. In the classroom, I definitely wouldn't go over 10. But on Zoom, I would go over, I'd go over a little bit. So
Thank you so much.
the next class, when did we say it is, Mika?
The 22nd, the 22nd, and then the 29th.
Yeah. I would like for everybody to be registered at least 2 days before the class, so I got time to get you your document. Well, all I'm doing is sending them an email, but you need time to print.
Print them.
Yes,
Okay,
please,
thank you
come
so
on.
much.
You're welcome. Anything else? I can't believe we went over. I thought we were gonna be done in 20 minutes tonight. And here we start talking. I started talking, didn't I?
That's right. You start talking.
So the mod class, Miss Liz, the mod class is on the 29th of September, right?
September 26th.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Tamika.
No, that's okay.
Wait a minute, LaRonda, that's my
Right, because
fault.
she was telling you August, and I was like, no, ma'am.
I
It's
did.
September 26th. It's September 26th. It's 2 to 5, and it's already online if you wanted to register.
Okay.
Yeah, I told a couple people that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Now, did I
We're
see
still
your
doing the, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was, next Wednesday, you're still doing the how to do a split signing.
That's what I'm doing. I couldn't remember. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Split sided. I forgot.
Because
Yeah.
I signed up for that one, so I'll definitely be there.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Who was it said that they're finishing up their real estate license?
Let me go back to the chat.
Denise.
Okay, thank you.
Denise, when are you gonna be finished with your real estate license?
I am hoping to be done within the next 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a couple of business and I still work full time.
Multiple streams of income.
That's right. It's no longer an option. I'm registered for that class too.
You guys are delightful, just delightful. So anyway, I guess I'll see some of you, if not all of you, next week for, is next week right, Hannah?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, I'm asking Hannah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just checked my email. I just checked the event right. Yeah, next Wednesday on the 19th at 7.
Okay.
How did I end up doing 2 back to back?
You asked for it.
Okay, all right, then that's wonderful. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you being here. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Have a great week. Have a great rest of your week.
Yes.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.